Timothy, put the kettle on.
In this episode, we talk to Tracey Rashid about what it's like to be an entrepreneur, the highs and lows, and her life-changing experience on TV.
Inspiration.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. With over 200,000 small business owners in the UK hospitality industry and over 43% of the hospitality workforce coming from Black, Asian or minority ethnic people and over 57% of the industry being women, we wanted to take a break from how to recruit and attract people into hospitality as employees, but rather speak to an entrepreneur who is, instead of looking for a job, has made the leap into doing it for herself. We welcome the fantastic Tracey Rashid, founder of Essence of Cake. Hello, Tracey.
Hi, Tim. I'm so happy to be here today. Thanks for having me.
So pleased to have you here as well. What's going down?
Just working as usual, trying to make sure that there's that work-life balance. I'm at that stage with my family where they're just growing so quickly, so I have to make sure that I make time for them, because that's the whole reason why I started my own business, is because I want to make time for myself, my family, my interests, just doing what I need to do and trying to make that leap into bigger and better things.
We're going to come back to that very shortly, because our listeners may be thinking there's a voice missing in today's show.
Yes.
Sadly, Sarah is unwell today, but she sends her best regards and she looks forward to being back on the show very shortly. Sarah, get well soon.
Yes, please do.
And if you're new to the show, my name's Timothy R. Andrews, and the show is Timothy Put the Kettle On, Talking Hospitality. And I'm here with my wonderful guest, Tracey Rashid. So, Tracey, wonderful to hear from you. So you have set up your own business. You've actually made the leap, haven't you, from working for other people and then going it alone, as it were. Would you like to tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, of course. So, yeah, it definitely is a leap. I would definitely say that's a good word to describe it, because you're leaving your comfort zone, really, and going into something that is very unknown, even if you are, a master or a technician in the role that you're going to be doing. My background's in learning and development. So I've worked for a lot of companies like BMW, Aon, Transport for London, and have had the luxury of developing people for over 20 years. So I love training, I love teaching, I love sharing the information I have and knowledge I have, and the beauty in seeing people change, develop and grow, not just in their roles, but in themselves, in their lives, is absolutely amazing. And I was responsible for developing and training apprentices, graduates, all the way up to the leadership team. So I had to obviously play things safe certain times, depend on who I was working with, but really making sure that I showed my passion for learning and the need to always grow and develop. I think it just never goes. And I think it's something that I always instill in people that I work with. So I loved what I did. And I still do. I still love training. I still love developing people. But what happened, as I mentioned earlier, is I had children. And it's true what they say, they change everything. They really do. And I just remember looking at my daughter, she's my second child, and I was like, I just want to be around. I just want the opportunity to do the school run. Although I complain about that now, but I wanted the opportunity to do the school run and just be around. My thought process was, what can I do that doesn't require retraining? Can I do that's a business that I can just start, really? And I've been baking forever, like absolutely ever, with my grandmothers in the kitchen on a Sunday or after school. So I've been baking and thought, yeah, cake. I can do that. I've been doing it as a hobby. So let's just transition. And it literally was an overnight decision.
Really?
Let's go. Yeah, it really was. It wasn't something that was a burning desire for years and years. It was just the opportunity presented itself. And I thought, let's go for it. Let's do it. Let's transition into my passion, into my business.
So did something trigger it? Did something lead you to go, right, now I'm just going to switch?
I think there was it was gradual, but there was a big switch as well. So the gradual was, although again, loved what I did at Transport for London, but I realised there was a cap in regards to what I was doing. What I'd cleverly done was I'd carved a lovely position for myself that doesn't exist anywhere else. So when I was looking for other jobs, it's like, hey, my role is not out there. So I'd have to be something different if I wanted to continue. I was looking after people, capability and development, so working with HR, but in the IT department to really bridge the skill gap and make sure that people had the skills for the future as well, not just for right now. I thought, there's only so far I can go with this.
Yeah.
And if I want to move to the next step, it's more being a senior manager and that sort of thing. And that's not really what I wanted to do. And also seeing the stresses that the other senior managers had just for more money, it just wasn't where I wanted to go. So the clogs were ticking, but I didn't know what the direction was going to be. It wasn't, oh, I need to work for myself. It was just what's going to be next. And then the kids really hurried that process up.
So like with Essence of Cake, some of your products, the cakes you make are just beautiful. These are not skills that you just happen to have. How have you managed to get those skills?
I think it's in the blood a little bit. My dad is an amazing artist. Like he like drew a landscape or painted a landscape as a picture for my mum for their engagement present. He used to draw. I made him draw me constantly as a child, like always. His brother had learning difficulties, and one of the ways they used to connect was through drawing. So it's always been there. I've always seen it. And at school, at college, I loved CDT, if anyone knows what that means. These days, I think it's exactly craft design technology for all you young people out there. I think you call it DT now.
And for American listeners as
well.
Yes,
indeed. So I loved doing all that stuff and being creative and just learning how to work with different materials and understand them. And then I was like, I want to be a graphic designer. That's what I want to do. So I went to college that had a great graphics department. I did that for 2 years, did design technology, did life drawing as well. And coincidentally, I did business studies because I knew at some point I'd work for myself. I didn't know when that would be, but I was like, let's learn about business and working for yourself. So the creative has always been there. And then I realised how long I'd have to be at university for and decided I didn't want to be a graphic designer anymore. It's contradictory because I love learning, but I was done with that academic way of learning. And I decided to get a job. Nothing to do with what I'm doing now, but that's what I decided I wanted to do. I wanted to get into the world, start learning business.
Yeah.
And so the creative has always been there. The training and development, you are designing posters, you're designing training materials, you're being creative. You've got different listeners, different learners, different people in a classroom that all have a different way of receiving information. So you have to be creative with how you present it. So I've always been in that field, I guess, just in very different ways.
Essence of Cake, how did you get the name?
I love this name. So when I was working and running my cake stuff as a kind of side hustle, I'd called it Cakes to a T. So I love the phrase everything done to a T because everyone knows that. So that's where that came from. So I was selling cakes through work and did a Facebook page, did a little website, things like that. But when I decided to do it as a job, not a hobby, I felt that didn't really encompass what I do. So I had a brand consultant, had a half-day session with him, and we just brainstormed like what's important to you. And what kind of came out of that session was always that cake is at the heart of what I do. It's at the center, it's like my soul and essence. That's what that means. It really does mean those words. So we thought cake needs to be in there somewhere. So Essence of Cake is what we came up with. And it was literally just a few hours. I knew what I wanted. It made it easier for that name to come out. And I love it. I absolutely love it.
If someone's listening here and they're thinking, oh, I've been working for somebody else, but there's a little spark inside them saying, actually, I want to try this. Yeah. What would you say are some of the pros and cons of being an entrepreneur?
I would say, I'll start with pros. I think not having lots of red tape. We've all worked in organisations where to get anything done, you need 20 million signatures on something just to sign off a post-it note. And it gets a bit onerous. Yes. It really does. So, trust me, I've been there. So I think having that autonomy to make changes, to adapt, to respond to what's going on in the world. I mean, the pandemic, I know you covered a lot in your series on that.
Yeah.
If I was working for someone else, I think it would have been harder to make the changes that I made, and I could respond literally overnight to what was going on. Sure. So I love the fact that I have the ability to do that and to be creative and to test things. And if it fails, it's just part of my steps to success. It's not the end of the world. Having that ability to say, you know what, I will try this and I will see if it works for me and works for my customers. I absolutely love that side of it. And yes, you do tend to work slightly harder at the beginning and longer hours than you would working for someone else. But when it's for you, it doesn't matter. My mum lives with me. So there's sometimes I'm working and she has to say to me, go to bed, it's late. And I'm like, I don't want to. I'm almost finding things to do because I love what I do. I was always afraid that turning my hobby into my business would ruin my hobby. But actually, it's just enlightened. It's made it grow and spread to dimensions I wouldn't have done as a hobby, but I'm able to do as a business. So that freedom, the time, the fact that I can do a sneaky cinema trip during the day on my own, because I like doing that. You know, that you can't say to your boss, I'm just going to go to the cinema for a couple of hours, I'll be back later. So again, being able to carve the time out that I want when I need it is absolutely fantastic.
It's the trade-off, isn't it? It is the trade-off.
It is, definitely. And just the people I get to meet, the situations I get to put myself in, it's just so encouraging and inspiring and just makes me want to keep going. Cons, working on your own is not always the easiest thing, especially if you're not particularly comfortable with your own space and your own self. So that can be a con, definitely. But I think there's always ways to mitigate that. There's networking groups, doing a podcast. There's lots of things you can do to get out there and be around other people, even like the workspaces that you can, the shared workspaces. So there is, I think, any con that you come across, you can mitigate it. Making decisions, sometimes you don't realize how much you bounce off other people to make decisions and grow your ideas and develop them. So when you're sat there on your own, it's harder to come up with that solution. So I do bore friends and family constantly with stuff that I'm thinking about, but it's great because they're in different industries, they do different things, they've got different backgrounds, so they do give me inspiration that I wouldn't have thought of on my own. Don't just sit there and do things on your own because you think it's my business and I have to. Get out there and still speak to people as you would if you were working for someone else. Very good. Yeah, thank you.
We touched upon, I think it's important to raise, it's about, you talked about giving back, getting out there, but also your background in training and development. And one of the things that you're very active in at the moment is getting involved with teaching or educating young people at schools about our industry. And I know you're very proactive about it. Would you like to talk a little bit about that? Why you do it?
Yeah, I think you have to be proactive, whatever industry you're in. And my main pickup from what you just said was our industry, which is obviously hospitality. Now, when I started this crazy world of cake, I didn't think of myself in hospitality. I'm a cake maker, is how I looked at it. And my transition, and I'm so glad I did it, was thinking about myself and how I present myself. Now, a lot of people would say I'm a baker, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when I think baker, I think bread is what I'm thinking about. And I don't really do bread. I do some enriched doughs, but not bread as a whole. So I thought, what do I call myself? Because cake maker, again, doesn't really sell it, because it could just be a Victoria sponge that's not decorated, for example. So I came up with cake artist, and I felt that really
brilliant.
It just sung to me, because it is an art. Yes, it is an art, and it does, I don't know, it just makes you think differently. So when I'm at the schools, I talk to them about this progress and change that I've had. And I ask them the questions, what do you think when you think baker? What do you think when you hear cake maker? And what do you think when you say cake artist? And the words they come up with is so much different. It's like, you're using colours and textures and, what you think of with an artist, maybe writing or drawing on canvas or any other medium. So that's what I liked with that transition. And then I saw, it was Marco Pierre White said an amazing quote, and when you just think, this just sums everything up. So he said, if you work with your hands, you're a labourer. If you work with your hands and your head, then you're a craftsman. And if you work with your hands, your head, your heart, you're an artist. Fantastic. And that just made me think, okay, I've made the right decision. That really is perfect for me. When I made that decision is when, hospitality kind of came into my head. And that has really opened so many doors now for me. And the biggest one has been working with schools. And the next generation is important to instill certain things. And again, When I ask, what do you think of hospitality or roles in hospitality, it's chef, it's waiter or
Yeah.
waitress. So I love going in and saying, I'm in hospitality and I'm a cake artist. And it just blows their mind that, oh, there's other things to do and there's other things that are available that they may not have thought
Yeah.
of that coexist in that industry.
Fantastic. You're a little bit famous, you, aren't you? You're hiding your light under the bush a little bit, but somebody has been on TV recently, haven't they?
Yes, it was you, Timothy, wasn't it? Because I don't think
That
it's
was me, but it's not me we're talking about. However, tell me about your time on TV, because it was quite life-changing for you, wasn't it? It was quite an immense experience. Would you like to tell us about it?
I would love to tell you, because I still have to pinch myself because I still can't believe I went through this experience. So in December, I got a phone call, early December, and Anne-Marie Guichon makes a compass cake. So look that up because it's an amazing piece of cake artistry. And the person on the phone was asking me, okay, I need to make this cake. Can you give me some recommendations and advice as to how I make the compass stamp and blah, blah, blah. So I gave him loads of advice. And I do that. I'm happy to advise him. He wasn't buying anything off me. But to me, I just love to share. I love to give. And he appreciated that. So whilst we're on the phone, he looked at my website, said, oh, okay, liking what you do. How are your pastry chef skills? Now, I forget that I am a qualified pastry chef. I genuinely do. I said, yeah, I've done it. I can do it. I can make pastries. It's fine. And so he said to me that he had been invited to attend the European Gelato Cup in Italy in January the following year, so a month away. And the chef that he had, the pastry chef that he'd selected, may not be able to attend. So would I be interested? Now, I just said yes, because I do say yes. I say yes, and I think about how I deal with it afterwards, because I think if you say no, you can miss out on so much. So I said yes. He said, fine, I'll send the details over to you. Chances are it will be you, but I'll let you know. I remember putting the phone down and thinking, I don't have a passport. It's been lockdown. I didn't renew my passport. So I had to renew my passport. Luckily, it took 3 weeks. I can't even believe it was so quick. And before I knew it, we're practicing. What didn't occur to me was I was going to have to make this compass cake because he'd already submitted what he was making. Now, anyone who's quickly Googling this during this podcast, it's not an easy thing to do. And the hardest thing is this lovely sugar dome on top that's made from sugar. And so I had to practice that and learn it and know that I had to repeat it 4 times during this competition. The burns, the blisters, the hot sugar's no joke, people. It hurts. It really hurts. And on my Instagram, I had posted some of my injuries, my war wounds, as I'd called them, because there were so many. So yeah, off to Rimini. There was 3 of us. Tasir is the number 1 gelato maker in the UK, and he was asked to head up the team. And I ended up learning so much about gelato. It's an amazing world, I have to say. How I ended up in this team, I don't know. It's still a whirlwind, but it was such an amazing experience. It was 3 days of competition, 12-hour days. Like a hotel was opened just to host the competitors and the team behind it. They shipped us to the exhibition centre every day. Like hospitality was paid for, and they really did look after us because you just had to focus on working. And yeah, it was televised, it was live, it was streaming. There was an exhibition centre of lots of stuff, bakery, chocolate, etc. So there's people walking around, watching what we're doing, being interviewed halfway through what you're doing. But the craziest thing for me was we had to practice the walkout and practice where we had to stand and waving at the camera and saying who we are and who we're representing. And we did represent the UK. And that really struck home when they were like, here's your flag, big flag. So when you hear your national anthem start walking, it was like, what? I'm walking out of I'm competing for the UK. It really just sunk in at that moment. I'm smiling. I'm sure you can hear that I'm smiling because it was absolutely amazing. The third part of our team was Seb. So he has a number of gelato shops, and I know that's not the way to say it, but gelato shops is what I'm saying.
Sorry,
Brighton.
Seb, if you're listening.
Sorry, I can never remember the way to say it. But he has a series of shops in Brighton, and Tasir has one in East Dulwich, and we just clicked We just clicked and we were so excited. We actually came 5th. And so we just missed going into the Worlds, which will be January 24. But the experience was just enough.
So if people listening to this, where can they find you? If they want to find out about cakes, where do they go? And of course, we will be providing links.
Perfect. It's essenceofcake.com, social media at essenceofcakeuk. Yeah, we're on LinkedIn, Facebook, website, Insta. So we try and cover all of the different mediums out there that people respond to.
Oh, what's that, Tracy? What was that sound?
I don't know, you're scaring me.
That sounds like the end of the interviews, but time for quick fire question round.
Oh gosh, I've heard about these.
Put the cuppa down. Question time.
Oh yes. It's a simple game.
Yep.
All we have to do is we ask you a question, you've got to give one word answer.
Okay, that's going to be hard.
Are you ready, Tracy?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
What is your favourite city in the world?
London.
What is the best restaurant you have ever been to?
Meat and wine.
Finish the phrase, the way to my heart is...
With food.
What is the best ever board game you've played?
Oh, Monopoly.
Who is your favourite type of customer?
A focused customer.
Pint or cocktail?
Cocktail.
What is your Hogwarts house?
Ooh, Gryffindor.
What is most likely to distract you when you work from home?
The sun.
What was or what is the last book you read?
Oh gosh, this is really bad. I can't even remember the name of it.
But was it any good?
Oh, it was great.
Who is your hero?
That was brilliant.
Who is your hero?
Oh, my mum.
What is the best non-curse one-word insult?
Really?
Name your favourite onomatopoeia.
Sizzle.
What is a good spy code name for you?
I was going to say cake lady, but it'd be obvious it's me, wouldn't it?
I don't think you passed the MI5 interview. What song would you want played at your funeral?
Who runs the world?
What's your favourite Sunday activity?
Sitting on the sofa with my family.
Do you prefer foreign food or do you prefer English food like a Chinese or an Indian?
Let's go foreign.
Oxford Street is the perfect place for shopping, but Quality Street has no shops whatsoever. Who's to blame?
The chocolate lovers.
Sadly, that is all we have time for. You are off the hook, luckily for you, Tracy.
That was intense.
It's scary, isn't it?
It is. It was really intense.
Oh, it's not scary. Don't scare them, Tim. It's terrifying because your brain just switches right off.
You've affected my whole day now.
I know. That cake is just going to be a cake full of tears, isn't it?
It is, yeah, absolutely. I'll still sell it though. No, not really.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Tracy. It's been hugely inspirational. I hope that people listening will, maybe if they're thinking about setting their own business up, will actually make the leap.
Yeah, it's worth it, people. It's definitely worth it. Yeah, it's been good. Thank
care.
you. See you later. Bye.
Sadly, that's all of this episode of Timothy Put the Kettle On, but tune in next week where we will have another fabulous guest and we will be talking hospitality. Don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Have a great week and stay awesome.
Timothy, put the kettle on.
I saw, it was Marco Pierre White said an amazing quote, and you just think, oh, this just sums everything up. And he said, if you work with your hands, you're a...
Blooper reel.
I've said this so many times, I can't believe that just went out of my head.